It creates this ability to get familiarized with somebody and get closer and closer to the ecosystem. And if you spend enough time in this chat, you're going to start making friends with each other. This vehicle of being able to show up once a week online and solve problems for people and introduce you to folks in a specific way, and then take that recording and distribute it all around the internet, what it does is create to something that Fonzie and his brother taught me to say, it creates a frictionless nurture system, right? Like it creates this ability to get familiarized with somebody and get closer and closer to the ecosystem. And if you spend enough time in this chat, you're going to start making friends with each other, right? Like people that show up here every single week, at some point, just because I'm here and you're here and everybody's here, the faces become familiar enough where the relationships don't just start happening with Jerry and with the speaker. They start kind of like happening in the chat, and people start knowing about each other's lives because you're seeing the questions that you're asking and you're seeing the growth. And then guess what happens? The same thing that Jerry's doing right now. Then at a certain point, you're like, hey, why don't we all just take this to a Facebook group? And now you have this other platform where people are interacting all the time, and you're the person that brought it all together, right? So the playbook that you're doing, Jerry, I mean, you know this, right? The playbook that you're doing is the exact playbook that we implemented for JWB. And in a year where it was kind of crazy, right? Like it was 2020. We started this January 2020, launched the show January 2020. By December 2020, it was like the fan appreciation show where everybody was just showing up person after person, talking about how much value this added to their life, how they feel like they're a part of like a family and part of a community, how they've made all these friends within this group, and how this is why I do business with JWB. And December 2020 happened to be the biggest quarter they've ever had. Then Q1 of 2021 became the biggest quarter they've ever had. And it's just been this like growing, mushrooming thing where now, you know, we've gotten to the point where we don't just have this like 3,500 person community on Facebook, but we're also having offline events in like Los Altos, California, in Seattle, in Denver, in Pittsburgh, and folks are showing up, and it's like 5 people that do business with JWB, 3 people that are fans of the show, and a couple people that were friends that were brought in. And those people are then hopping on with the salespeople for JWB. So it's been a way to scale Greg's time, scale his ability to create relationships by making a bunch of different ambassadors of the brand that have created this ritual of showing up and spending time together and growing together on the same mission of figuring out retirement.
It is a virtuous cycle.